or your sectional sofa. You need a couple of chairs, recliners. That's all presented by Miskelly Furniture. Don't forget about the purple mattress, the one, the only purple grid. The groundbreaking no-pressure gel technology is the star of every purple mattress at any of the Miskelly sleep stores. I slept on one last night. I do have to tell y'all, I went to sleep before 9 o'clock. So it was just one of those nights. I was like, I'm tired. I'm going to get in the shower. I was out. 8:45.
That's crazy. You take your arthritis medicine after that or what, Mr. Old Man?
No, I didn't. But I did, Bar 2 has the CBD company out of Portland, Oregon. So I take the recovery. It's all natural. I don't take Chinese pharmaceuticals like everybody in the United States.
That's a good idea. See, I was thinking about taking some like vitamins, daily vitamins.
Yeah.
But that brand one a day, I just don't know what's in there. You know what I mean?
None of that. All that stuff's garbage.
Yeah. That's what, I mean, but I don't want to go through the whole.
Like, you want to go somewhere like Dr. Mike Manning's pharmacy over here. They actually have really good vitamins with a good absorption rate. You learned during COVID that all this stuff at Walgreens and CVS, none of that stuff works. So anyway, all right, where was I going with that? Bar stools, Miskelly Furniture, purple mattress.
You went to bed really early.
I went to bed and I slept on a purple mattress. Yes. That's right. So that was good. All right, we're live in the BankPlus Studio, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Thank you for going to Apple Podcast or Spotify and searching Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds. We appreciate it. Also, we appreciate you listening on the dial, 105.9 The Zone ESPN. But if you want to stream the show, go to thezone1059.com or the Out of Bounds radio app. It's a pretty day.
It is.
What do you think about that?
I think that we deserve it. After last week, all of rain, got today. Honestly, I do need to sharpen my golf skills. Like, the better this weather's getting, I feel like I need to get out there.
Well, you can play at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club whenever you want.
Really? You're extending that to me right now?
Yes.
Let's go. I mean, look, I can shoot a 120 no matter where I'm playing, okay?
You're in.
Maybe 130.
Nice.
But I'm more of a scramble guy myself. What about you?
There's nothing wrong with that. Grab a group and play a scramble within the group. Plus, you're all by, you can talk more and hang out more.
Right.
Smoke cigars, Patron Palomas. It's a good day.
That's not bad.
No.
That's not a bad start. Or say like a Tito's transfusion. That's a big thing on the golf courses, apparently.
I saw that.
It's like a purple, maybe Powerade and all that sort of thing with Tito's vodka in there.
Well, the one that they told us about years ago was Simply Lemonade, has a grape.
Oh, that's the one that you
asked me to you just do Tito's and Simply Lemonade grape and a splash of club soda. You'll be good.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's delicious. So that's the ultimate kind of put it together. They sent us these jars or whatever you can make with the. What am I trying to say? You flip open the thing and
it's got like a tab on it.
Yeah,
and you can flip it open, close it.
Like in high school when you went by the Gatorade bucket. But this is a Tito's drink thing.
But it's not a water bottle.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Makes it easy.
On the go.
Right. You can put that on the. Man, can you imagine what's going to happen if we give away that Tito's golf bag cooler?
Oh,
I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah, anarchy.
It's like a mini golf bag, Tito's, but it's a cooler.
That gets me thinking. We got to come up with a good March Madness giveaway so I can win it. I can go back to back.
For our listeners, Jason was an intern last year, and he won the Out of Bounds March Madness bracket. I cannot figure out how he did it. He knows nothing about basketball. This goes to show you how none of us know anything when we're watching, sports. But it's fun to talk about it, and we pontificate and create monologues around crazy stuff like tonight's game. How many different lineups are you going to see from Chris Jans? now that DJ Jeffries is out? I don't know. I mean, is he going to go super big? Is he going to get crazy and go Hub, Shaq, Cam Matthews, Murphy, Tolu, at least for a couple of minutes? Or are we going to see more Hub, Shaq, Sean Jones, Cam, Tolu with, Fort and Bell coming off the bench? But thinking through that, yeah, you could see several different fives out there, lineups throughout the evening. Georgia tonight at 8 o'clock. You think State wins, even without DJ Jeffries?
I think they do. I think Hub has a big game. I think Cam Matthews has a big game. He's
the dude.
Yeah.
He's the guy. Like Matthew Morrell's the guy. I know Flanagan had a great night for Ole Miss last night, but he is, without a doubt, Cam Matthews has to have a good game. I don't mean he has to score 20 points. He's just got to be super involved, score some, rebound, facilitate, the whole thing.
Well, you can tell that there's less pressure when he's doing that.
Well, and it just totally opens it up for Hub and Tolu.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes one other dude, but Ole Miss needed one more scorer last night, but Flanagan got red hot from 15 to 17 feet. Morrell pumped in some. You needed just a little bit more from Murray.
Yeah.
It was Sharp's best game.
No doubt.
Both on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. He frustrated South Carolina for about it was about what, 5 or 6, 7 minutes there, Jason?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, did you see him Jamarian Sharp standing next to the coaches?
I did.
He looks like
Well, it was funny when the assistant coach was talking to him.
Yeah, he's talking to a light pole.
Right.
I just imagine if he puts his hand straight up. I mean, this guy's straight up and down all of.
He can
7'5".
dunk without jumping.
Yeah,
I would think.
That's absolutely insane. Then I'm clocking in 5'8" max.
You think he's ever flown commercial?
Ooh, yes. I bet he has.
I heard stories of Eric Dampier flying commercial and actually sitting in general admission or whatever.
No way.
Coach, sorry. I mean, and dude's got millions of dollars. He probably doesn't like me saying that. He's MRA assistant coach now.
Yeah.
His son starting as an 8th grader.
Right.
But
he's huge.
But the day after Mississippi State won the College World Series, I'm in the Omaha airport and Jeffrey Simmons comes through. Did I tell you this story?
You told me that you saw him, but I don't remember all.
Well, I sat with him in game 2.
Oh, wow.
All right. But then game 3, it had to go to game 3 to beat Vanderbilt. And this is the Out of Bounds show. And we're driven by your next Ford F-150 truck at Mack Hike Ford, I-55 North in Jackson. Jeffrey comes through the airport. People are going crazy. And then he sits in coach in a center seat. At that time, he'd made over $20 million.
In a middle seat?
In a middle seat in coach.
Oh. And how tall is he?
6'3".
Jeez.
300 pounds.
Man, I used to hate being short. Now it's one of the best things to be.
Man.
I never have to deal with that.
So Sharp is what, 7'5" or 7'4"? What does it matter?
Exactly.
Once you get over 7 feet, 7'1", 7'2", good grief.
Yeah, it could be 13 feet.
There's no way, even though he's skinny, to get into a commercial airline seat. I mean, I know he doesn't have to do that. Ole Miss has a plane that he can stretch out on, right?
Oh, yeah.
State, Ole Miss, all of them. But can you imagine trying to fly Southwest Airlines?
Ugh. What about just taking a shower?
Well, that's a good point. In a hotel room.
Yeah. Like having to duck.
Okay, Ole Miss stayed in a hotel the night before.
Yeah.
In Columbia.
I want to know, does he get like 2 queen-size beds, put them side by side, and and lay horizontally?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. He's 7'5" or 4 or something.
That is absurd.
And you know what? Credit to the Ole Miss staff. He's getting better.
Yeah.
He's
really
getting
is.
better. His name is Jamarian Sharp, and he's from Kentucky, and they've got him listed at 7'5", 235 pounds. Looks like he weighs 170.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, he is straight up and down. Imagine like getting an Uber. He's probably got to call the SUV every time.
Beard saw something last night, and he was right that Sharp was going to be a problem, or maybe he's just made strides the last few weeks in practice.
Mm-hmm.
He played 19 minutes.
And that's what
he
Ole
could
Miss
be a
needs.
critical. He could be a valuable piece of the puzzle on the way down the stretch, Jason.
Yeah, that's what Ole Miss needs is for somebody on the bench, whether it's Caldwell, whether it's Sharp, somebody to be a cornerstone whenever, Murray's off.
Well, Caldwell looked like an NBA player against Mississippi State.
And then 0
He scored
points.
6 points. I mean, he played 6 minutes and scored no points last night.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have a consistent bench guy. That's been a lot of talk about that for State. Shane Power, former Mississippi State basketball player, said Sean Jones needed to be that guy, or they thought he was going to be.
He's right. Now he's going to be in the starting lineup, I assume. Of course, I had a coach tell me to never assume. So I assume tonight.
Yeah. And that's what, I mean, we've got audio on it too, but, just talking about how important it is to have the one difference maker coming into the game. So if Sharp can turn into that guy, more power to you, man.
Oh, dude, Sharp could be a nice piece on the way down the stretch. But Alan Flanagan was 11 of 15 from the field.
He's so good.
6 rebounds, unreal. And then Morrell pumped in 17. Didn't get anything from Brakefield and what's that guy's name? Sissy?
Cisse. Yeah.
And Sue Cisse. What a player, man, in 95, 96, 95 through 98, somewhere in there. Did I tell you about we went down to Southern Miss one night, watched Ole Miss and Southern Miss play? Southern Miss had nothing for him.
Really?
He scored at will all night. Yeah.
Wow. I don't
He
think
had the same kind of Flanagan, well, different, but he would get it around the free throw line, pick up his dribble, do a little pivot, shoot. At 6'8", nobody could block it.
And it goes in.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever been to like a dominant. Like my mom said that she went to the game when Shaq played Ole Miss and Ole Miss couldn't get a shot off at all. Like he was sending everything into the stands. Like I don't think I've ever seen like a really dominant game in person.
Really?
From one player. Yeah.
Speaking of that time, Mississippi State beat LSU and Shaquille O'Neal to win the SEC championship in 91.
That's pretty insane.
All right. Chris Jackson, saw him fill it up. Barkley.
Barkley in college?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. At Auburn.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Mashburn. Scotty Thurman could fill it up. You had Gerald Glass. He and what was that? There was a game between Ed Murphy and Richard Williams. It was like 106 to 105, which was unheard of back then. And am I getting this right? Gerald, world-class Glass, he had transferred from Delta State with Ed Murphy. And don't forget about Sean Murphy, who was a center, averaged about 4 points a game. He was Ed's son. He was more Belhaven than Ole Miss talent, but it kind of worked. He went on to med school, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
He's a physician. It was like a crazy game that both teams scored over 100 points, I think. We'll have to go look that up. Maybe 1990, somewhere in there. Maybe Tony Slickwatts was on the floor, Glass. I have to think of some other guys. But I may be getting that wrong. I think we were at a Jimmy Buffett concert in the Jackson Coliseum. And somebody was giving us updates because they were listening on the radio. How about that?
At a Jimmy Buffett.
In Jackson.
Wow.
How about, yeah. Parrot heads everywhere.
I wish people came back to like the Coliseum like that. We do get some big names in, say, the Brandon Amphitheater.
Who was the big comedian that played last night?
Oh, Brian Reagan was here a couple weeks ago. ZZ Top is coming in March.
Are they really?
They are. And
Where?
that's huge.
Thalliamara or
no, Brandon Amphitheater.
they're going to the amphitheater?
Yeah, and Theo Vaughn is actually, I've told you about Theo Vaughn, the guy that did the game day picks. He's just really funny. He is going to Thalliamara in March. I'm pretty sure it's already sold out.
Whoa!
But I got tickets the morning they came out. Went ahead and secured the tickets.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Ole Miss LSU, I guess. Let me see. I've got multiple texts coming in here. 104, 102, MSU wins in 4 overtimes. All right.
Jeez.
How about that? Back then, you don't understand how much scoring that was. Okay? And then somebody else said, Bo, you may be thinking of the Ole Miss LSU game, 113, 112. Chris Jackson had 55. Gerald Glass had 53. Okay, so there were some epic games back then that went over 100 points, Jason. I mean, we thought State and Ole Miss scored a lot of points last Tuesday in that 86-82 victory for Ole Miss. How about those two going over 100 back then when people didn't believe in playing offense?
Yeah. And, I mean,
now the game is just like football. It's totally predicated to give the offense an advantage. That's why, Jans and this team has to find some kind of offensive mojo. I know there's no other school in the history of NCAA athletics that loves some defense like MSU, but my goodness, it's okay to score.
Yeah,
And something, let's drop Shane Power talking about scoring and how to stress the defense and what Mississippi State needs to do. Boy, he played on a hell of a team in 2004. They won the SEC championship. They were undefeated on the road, Jason. Can you imagine State or Ole Miss being undefeated on the road in basketball?
Well, any team with the way that Dave Bartu talks about how bad SEC teams are on the road this year.
Mm-hmm. We're seeing a little bit of a tick the other way the last week, but you are right.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. This is Shane Power, former Hell State hoopster, talking about Mississippi State and how to stress the defense and maybe open it up for some of their players.
The objective when you're on offense, Bo, as you know, you got to get the defense moving, right? Because when they're moving, then they have to recover, which is the hardest thing to do if you're in help side, recovering to a guy that they swing the ball to, and you got a hard contest, and then if he doesn't shoot and tries to drive, you got to stay in front of him. So that's the hardest thing to do in basketball. The problem with our team right now is many times you'll see Josh come off that high ball screen, throw to the wing, and we'll throw it into Tolu or Jimmy Bell right there. The defense is set. The defense can go double immediately and cause havoc. There's no one to throw it to. And if you're not a great one-on-one player, and really at college, there's very, very, very few great one-on-one players. So again, ball movement, player movement, getting a piece of the paint, drawing a kick, and when you do that, you make the defense move, help and recover, and then that's when you get the breakdown.
So that was Shane Power talking about how to, basically stress the defense, get the ball moving, get people moving on defense, eventually have a breakdown, right? Get a little ISO, and then make some magic happen. And I think he's right. So it'll be interesting to see what we get tonight. Mississippi State hosting Georgia at the Hump. 8:00 tip at the Hump.
Must win, right?
Oh, yeah.
Every home game is a must win, would you say?
I don't know if they have to win them all. It's close. They do have to steal a road game or two. And if I had to guess, they're going to have to do some work in Nashville, just like Ole Miss, to make it. But, yeah, DJ Jeffrey's out. What's it going to look like? How many different lineups will you see? And what will the rotation look like? And who can step up? And will Murphy be a piece of the puzzle? And can Sean Jones bring something to the offensive end? We'll see. Live in the BankPlus Studio, the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Lunch today is brought to you by Fleetway Market and the Market Cafe. Don't forget about the ribs at Fleetway Market and the Market Cafe. They've got the blue plates. They also have the grab-and-go sections if you are in a hurry, which I'm usually not in a hurry, but because I don't have any patience, the grab-and-go is perfect for me.
Oh, yeah.
And so Fleetway Market, the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt, has amazing amazing food. Now, I got to switch gears and talk a little food. The Ag Up Equipment text line is 601-885-3776. Jason, the one thing about Blake that kind of threw me off was that he didn't like guacamole. And
What?
guacamole, no, he didn't. I couldn't believe it.
How?
And I love avocados and I love guacamole, especially I can't believe you were the guac guy at Babalu, but I can't get into that right now. But here's the deal on Super Bowl Sunday. Guacamole is a fan favorite, and according to various sources, around 8 million pounds of guacamole, or the equivalent of, are eaten on Super Bowl Sunday.
8 million pounds?
A figure of approximately 140 million pounds of avocado is reportedly purchased in the United States on game day to prepare the guacamole in homes around the country.
That sounds ridiculous, but I actually believe that. Like, because when I worked at Babalu, the amount of avocados that we went through there,
Right?
and you're talking about the whole country, just people, having parties, celebrations, restaurants, that sort of thing. We used to go through 6 boxes in a lunch shift.
Really?
Yes. I mean, that's like 120
That place should have made
orders of guacamole. Like,
Let's go with some NFL beers.
okay.
I want to go with Urban South and their Houdat beer. That's delicious. I want to go with Key City, Mississippi Queen, and Stella Artois. Also, wings. How about this? Another popular food is chicken wings. I'm having wings on Sunday. Can I tell you my 3 favorite?
By all means.
Homemade nachos,
Okay.
number 1. Wings, number 2. Wendy's Rotel, number 3.
Wow, so homemade nachos is number 1.
Yeah,
Because I know you said that Wendy's Rotel is your favorite dip.
it is. That and that black bean corn salsa.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. But we can't, it's only 2 of us. I mean, my kids are gone, all that. She was laughing. She went, "Are we going to have a bunch of people over Sunday?" I was like, "Yeah, how about like 35?
Yeah. Perfect.
I said, "Wouldn't you love it is right after the game, I immediately head back to the back to shower and go to bed, and there's still 15 people here?"
No doubt.
She's like, "That would not work."
Everybody's just talking, hanging out. Come on, stay up. Come back out here. Have another beer.
I got some beer numbers, too, for you on the other side.
Oh, Super Bowl beer numbers.
Wings. 162 million pounds of chicken on Sunday.
Jeez. How much is that is in buffalo chicken dip?
According to some oh gosh, don't get me started. According to some estimates, $1.25 billion worth of chicken wings are consumed on Super Bowl Sunday. $1.25 billion worth of chicken wings. I think Sanderson Farms is in the right business. Hour number 2 coming up. Bianco at 9:30.